there's no place like home for the holidays. And no matter how far away you roam, if you pine for the sunshine of a friendly gaze, for the holidays you can.
Welcome back to Horror for the Holidays, a Christmas horror movie podcast. I'm Jay Logsden.
And I'm Joe Searcy.
And this is another stocking stuffer, another loosey-goosey.
A special episode.
Yeah, where the original kind of idea for stocking stuffers was kind of what we're doing here. We had a chance to talk about a new movie where we're not going to give it our full episode treatment.
The usual deep analysis we would.
The respect and that these movies deserve. We're good. Instead we kind of just talk about new movies where we don't have a chance to watch them multiple times and do a deep dive and do research. What our poor attempt at what passes for research.
I was gonna say, yeah, but yeah, this is like our surface level thoughts after just having seen it in the movie theater.
Yeah, and two. I would say two. I would say they're both kind of Valentine's Day movies. We had two kind of Valentine's Day horror movies come out.
Yes, they're definitely both exploring different aspects of Valentine's Day.
Like one of them's not expressly Valentine's Day, but the other one is very clearly.
Even the one that's not expressly Valentine's Day is essentially an examination of relationships, which I think is a big Valentine's Day thing.
And I think the marketing leaned heavily because the big joke, one of the big reasons I wanted to see it, Companion, where we'll start off with Companion. We're talking about Companion and Hard Eyes. Was part of Companion's marketing was like from the studio that brought you The Notebook, or The Lake House or something like that.
Yes, it was The Notebook, and then unfortunately they put out that second trailer. I hate when movies spoil the twist in the trailer. Because I was like, wow, this looks pretty crazy. And then the second thing, they're like, oh, she's a sex robot.
Yeah. Well, real fast. We did, speaking of robots, there was a big howl, a big cheer at the party I was at for the Super Bowl when the M3 2 trailer, teaser trailer dropped.
Yes.
It was the same one that's already played, but I would, and no one else reacted, but a big cheer.
A big cheer for J Lo.
But yeah, no, I guess initial thoughts from the trailer. I think kind of the same thing as you. Like, I when I saw the first one, I was like, this is really interesting. Like, what the fuck is going on? Because you got like the scene with like the arm in the fire.
Yes. Like, clearly somebody's either hallucinating, something weird is going on,
or there's some kind of mind control.
Yeah.
Like I'm like this is really strange. And then the second trailer, you're okay, never mind. I don't remember any of the. I think I got a Hard Eyes. I think I got a Hard Eyes trailer in my showing. Mm-hmm. I don't really remember what else I got. Nothing really stood out.
Well, I mean, we've gone from Old Lady in the Wall to Old Lady in the Yard. With the woman in the yard.
Yeah. Sinners did get. Yes, I am Sinners. Very excited for Sinners. I was going to say
Sinners looks interesting. I'll probably check that one out. Of course, our new most hilarious movie of the year, The Monkey, is also coming.
Oh man, we're gonna have to see The Monkey.
And my brother was like, "So it's Final Destination, but with a monkey?" I'm like, "Exactly."
Kind of. Speaking of Final Destination teaser trailer looked great. I'm excited for Final Destination Bloodlines.
The world's strongest ceiling fan. Contained my
But no, I think that's pretty much the trailers I got too, or kind of the ones you listed there.
Oh, and of course, Falcon, Brave New World. If you're still going to see Marvel movies, all three of you.
I don't. I read something today about like the next Marvel movie, and I just went like the next big planned one, and I'm just like, what?
I thought they'd learned their lesson where it's like you don't want to wear people out with this shit, but we've got Falcon, Brave New World. We've got the Thunderbolts. We've got the Fantastic Four, and then we've got fourth unnamed project that's supposed to drop in November.
Yeah, I'm not seeing this shit. I'm fucking done.
You know what? And they're trying to trick me, Jay. They're trying to drag me in there to the Falcon movie with this Red Hulk shit.
And it's Harrison Ford.
Yes, and it's Harrison Ford. But you know Red Hulk's going to be in that movie for like 10 minutes maximum.
All the Red Hulk. Oh yeah, absolutely. All the Red Hulk stuff is pretty much in
the trailer. Yeah. Yes. You know that's what it's going to be. And I already know that the villain is the leader. And it's like, so why is this not just a Hulk movie?
Right.
Why is Falcon in here?
Because Disney doesn't want to pay Universal or whatever for a Hulk movie.
They could make a bunch of money if they did.
Yeah. The thing that would probably get me back to theaters, man, we're going way off. We're going way off track here. Would be a Future Imperfect with what's his name from the Incredible Hulk movie?
Edward Norton
as Mastermind or Maestro.
Yeah.
And I think that would get me back. I think that would get me to see a Marvel movie.
Yes, that would be amazing to see him versus the Ruffalo Hulk. Of course, not the weird Professor Hulk version we got in Endgame, but the real Hulk.
And maybe you could bring in She-Hulk if you wanted to. You could find a way to do something with like Eric Bana.
Well, I was gonna say he could come back definitely. The guy who plays Blonsky was in the She-Hulk show and is still doing his Abomination thing.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, whatever one of the last things I saw was, I think had it was probably Falcon Winter Soldier, had a thing with like Wong and Abomination or something.
Yes.
Like had a scene with those two.
Yeah, which Wong being the new Sorcerer Supreme is also a movie I would watch.
Be great.
But yeah, anyway, back to Companion.
Yeah, back to Companion.
That was the trailers and our general thoughts on the state of the MCU.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, for Hard Eyes, trailers didn't really change. I didn't get anything different.
It's pretty much all the same. The only thing I think different in Hard Eyes was I did see a trailer for what's that movie? It's coming out this summer. And it's got like a slightly horror themed thing. It looks like it's people running around in the woods. I don't remember what the name of it is.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. It's Northwestern Millennial Gen Z horror movie in the woods.
Jeff, we are millennials.
We're in the woods, y'all. But yeah, now we're getting into this, and this movie really had some of this. We're getting into that lull so random Gen Z era where millennials are trying to write what they think Gen Z wants to see.
Yeah.
A lot of that in Companion.
But Companion, kind of brief spoiler. I mean, we might tackle this one's kind of debatable that we tackle again. Hard Eyes, we probably will do a full episode on
eventually. Yeah.
But Companion, kind of general thoughts. I did like it. I thought it was really interesting. I wish the surprise hadn't been spoiled so quickly, especially in the trailer. Honestly, I think they even spoil it too quickly in the movie. I would have waited maybe 20-30 minutes longer for kind of the surprise to be revealed.
Yeah, and honestly, one of the things this suffered from most was just a lot of the like twists and turns are pretty predictable. Like, of course, heavy spoilers for this movie if you're listening to this. But, like, the fact that she was recording the incident or whatever, I'm like, well, duh, she's a robot. Why wouldn't she be recording everything?
I mean, yeah, if you, I mean, what we were literally putting, our thoughts on a computer. But, like, people talk about it all the time. They talk about something and they see an ad for it on Facebook because their devices are listening. Why wouldn't a sex robot be listening to?
And also, how is it so easy to jailbreak these sex robots into becoming murder bots? That seems like something that they would probably want to guard heavily against, giving regular consumers the power to make killer robots.
You would think so.
And also, I'm sure we'll touch on it again, but at the end when she just drives off or whatever, it's like, is she going to get away? Because obviously she can be tracked.
Right. Yeah, I'm unsure kind of like what the ending meant.
Yeah. And also, another interesting implication this movie raises. Okay, so the justification for her murdering Sergei is that he tried to rape her. I'm like, okay, so if a sex robot is capable of being raped, then wouldn't anybody having sex with a sex robot be raping them because they're being forced to have sex with you? That's what they're programmed to do.
That does raise a very interesting question.
And also, who is programming these sex dolls, Jay? Because this woman is like as high maintenance or more so than a regular woman, which is the opposite of what you want when you buy a sex doll.
Well, I mean, I think that was part of the programming. There was there was the whole thing about like he could choose like how smart she was, like all those different filters. So I'm sure. Is it Jack Nicholson's kid? Was that the?
Is that Jack Nicholson's kid?
I think it might have been.
Is Jack Quaid Jack Nicholson's kid?
Oh, no, never mind. So that would be... No, was Jack Nicholson's kid in Smile 2?
Oh, yeah.
That's who I was thinking of.
Okay, yeah. He does a good job in pretty much everything.
But no, he's clearly designed... Like he chose his robot to behave these ways.
And it's like, why? Why? This makes no... If you want this kind of relationship, just have it with a real woman.
It was such a strange movie. Big surprise for me was Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows being in there.
Oh yeah.
When he popped up, I was like, well, this movie just got 10 times better. And I was secretly, I had figured out his boyfriend was a robot pretty early on.
Yes, that was another quote unquote twist
that
we saw coming pretty easily.
But I was secretly hoping, like when we saw him, I was like, oh man, I hope his sex robot is Nandor from What We Do in the Shadows. Just invert the whole thing on its head.
And that was another thing that kind of made me scratch my head when she's able to like remind him of his past or whatever, even though he's been reset. And I was like, seems like a pretty big design flaw.
But I thought the kills were great. I thought a lot of the effects looked really, really good.
No, it was
Companion.
It was a technically good movie. I'll say that for sure.
And I thought like beautifully shot. Like I thought there was a lot about it that I really, really liked. I loved her being able to like modify her voice to control the car.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really like fun kind of neat twist on the whole thing.
I thought her switching her language to get around her inability to lie was pretty good too.
That was great. Yeah. There were some really fun parts of that movie that I really, really enjoyed.
Honestly, the thing that killed the movie most for me was like the scatterbrain. Like it was almost like they had 3 different movie ideas and they mashed them all up into one. And it's like the plot was like completely scatterbrained between 3 different things. Because like there's the plot of the sex bot getting self-awareness and trying to realize its own relationship and position in the world. Then you've got the heist thing. Then you've got the implications of the AI thing. And then you've got the weird like offbeat comedy, like the 2 Best Buy geeks that show up to service the sex bot.
Yeah. and then I was expecting the guy who survived
oh yeah,
I was expecting him to be one.
Yeah,
like after everything kind of happened, I was like, is it going to turn out that he's also one of these robots?
That would have made sense, but
because there was like a line where the guy kind of turned to him and he went like, "You got a lot to learn about the world," and I was like, "Oh, is he a robot too? Is that going to be the twist?"
Yeah, that would have been fun.
But
no, honestly, I think this is a good movie that could have been a great movie if it had like a more focused script. If they'd picked one thing. And the director in interviews has said that originally it was supposed to be a serious movie. No one was really interested in it. And then, so he added in comedy to it, and that made the studio interested. Originally, Jack Quaid's character was supposed to be a good guy, but then halfway through filming the movie, he's like, no, you know what? I sympathize with Iris more, so I'm going to make her the good guy. It's like, yeah, you really do feel that when you watch the movie.
Yeah. I enjoyed it well enough. And I agree with you. I think if they had kind of focused one thing, but like, it's a stocking stuffer. Jeff, you find this in your stocking on Christmas morning? Are you gonna be happy?
I wouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah, I that's kind of how I felt. Like I was like, that was fun enough that I'd revisit that again.
Yeah.
Moving on to another one. The other movie, which, like I said, my trailers were, I think, pretty much identical. Maybe I got a 28 years later trailer in there, but
I remember what the millennials running through the woods scared is. It's Strangers 2.
Okay. I did not get it. I did not get a Strangers Chapter 2. So, but Hard Eyes, a movie I think you and I were both very looking forward to.
I was looking forward to it.
And I don't know. General thoughts?
I think it's probably the best Scream fan film I've ever seen, Jay. And they even got one of the guys from Scream to be in it.
I kind of felt that. My big kind of thought afterwards was like I enjoyed it well enough, and I was very, I think you and I were both very excited to see it. It's a holiday themed slasher movie. It's a Valentine's Day movie. We don't have very many of those. Excited to see it. And I was just, I was not expecting the heavy, rom-com parody aspect.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
A lot of the characters felt very hollow to me. And I didn't really care if people were going to, I felt no emotional connection. I'm maybe that's a holdover of the rom-com aspect. Maybe in rom-coms, I've not seen very many, but the ones I have, that kind of rings true, that in rom-coms, you don't necessarily connect with the characters. You more kind of connect with the situations. Yeah. But I think in horror movies, you need to be able to connect with characters a bit more.
Well, yeah. So you care if they live or die.
Yeah. And I didn't care if any of these people lived or died. And I think that kind of hurt the movie a bit.
Yeah. That was kind of my thought as well. I mean, I didn't hate it. I thought it was good. It had some good ideas, some interesting kills, some not so interesting kills though, too. They kind of dropped the ball, on that winery kill. Oh, of course, spoilers.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, spoilers.
It starts off really strong. It's almost like they started it off as its own thing, and then they got 20 minutes into the movie, and they're like, oh, yeah, we need to make it a rom-com parody and also a Scream parody.
There was that opening scene very much reminded me that there's that famous Zodiac kill with the I think maybe the woman survived, and it's the famous outfit, the black hooded mask figure.
Yeah.
And it felt that opening kill reminded me of that a lot. Yeah. I was I think there was some Zodiac inspiration in that.
Probably. Yeah.
Just kind of from the outfit and the kind of the look and kind of the feel of that scene. But yeah, it was kind of a weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't hate it or anything, but it didn't really live up to my expectations of what I was hoping for. Because, yeah, it felt, especially the reveals and stuff at the end, I'm like, okay, so you're just literally doing Scream, but on Valentine's Day.
No, I thought that was very weird. I was expecting a bit more, and I had at least the one killer figured out.
Oh yeah, I'm guessing the lady detective who had her pegged from the beginning. So did I.
Well, and especially the JS, and then her name being Janine Shaw.
Yeah,
and they only drop And they did a clever way of doing it. They said her name was Janine at one point, and then they said her name was Shaw at a different point.
Yes.
So if you're not paying attention, you're not putting the two names together.
Well, and apparently it was a throuple of killers, Jay. But the other main killer also raised a red flag for me when he showed up 2/3 of the way through the movie. And I'm like, why are they giving this random guy so much attention?
Yep.
And it's probably because he's one of the hard-eyes killers.
Yeah. But I dug the look, although it felt more like action movie villain kind of appearance than it did slasher movie villain.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way. He had a cool look, but I don't necessarily know if it was a horror look.
I think too many weapons. I think you take those weapons away and you keep the mask. I think it would have been fine, but it's it's got the Hard Eyes Killer has composite bow and arrows and has a machete.
He's got so many heart themed weapons. Yeah, it gets kind of ridiculous. His heart shaped throwing axe thing. He's got his machete. He's got the crossbow with. If you notice, the arrow points are heart shaped.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he does. He feels more like, somebody that should be fighting Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando than he does a horror movie villain.
I was like, yeah, put this guy should be fighting Predator or something like that instead of
Hard Eyes versus Predator. It's the sequel.
Yeah, make that movie. Why not?
Yeah, Predator probably kill him pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty quick.
But they gave. I felt I don't know if you felt the same way, but I thought they gave away that there were multiple killers too early. Because, when he pops out of her closet after they take the Uber to her apartment or whatever, and then the driver also gets shot when they're going outside, I'm like, well, there's no way that Hard Eyes in the house could have done that. So it's there must be more than one person.
Yep. And then the Hard Eyes disappearing at the carousel, which that was a fun moment. That moment is in the trailer and it's still good in the movie.
Yes, it is.
I really enjoyed that bit quite a bit. I did think it lulled a bit at the police station scene.
Yeah, that did feel like it was kind of too slow. Although I did like her interactions with the woman at the desk who was just completely uninterested.
She was great. And then I loved the she was gonna stab the Hard Eyes killer with the flag, and then the lady gets stabbed. Like, I loved that kind of like. I mean, is it really a flashback or is it foreshadowing? But I loved that. Like, oh no, they did that almost immediately, and I enjoyed that.
Oh, and my brother leaned over to me because I saw this with him. He's like, it's because she kept pulling out that metal straw. The first time she pulled it out, he leaned over and he's like, "Look, it's Chekhov's metal straw."
Yep, I had the same thought. But no, I thought Devon Sawa's in it. He's great. I love Devon Sawa and everything he's in. But man, like the thing you said, like, oh, they even got a Scream character to be in.
They
to
got
be
the
in this
guy
Scream.
from the new Scream.
But like I didn't care much about Mason Gooding in the two like new Scream movies. Like, he's fine. I'm more interested in Jenna Ortega and Mason Gooding's character's sister.
Yeah.
Because she's more of the Randy than.
Yeah.
But like. He really shone in this movie. Yes. I thought he was the real star of the movie.
I was going to say, yeah, because the actual star of the movie was like written so badly that no one cares about her.
I loved her friend too. I thought her friend was great.
Her friend was good, but yes, her entire plot basically makes no sense. So she's ran a terrible ad campaign, and apparently she also works for Cruella de Vil.
Which, oh my God, I loved that ad campaign. I thought that was brilliant. There's no way they would like want to fire her. People like all that negative press. No, people would be talking about how great an ad campaign that was.
But regardless, she's on the chopping block, and she gets like irrationally angry at the Mason Gooding's character who comes in. He's like a consultant or whatever. He literally says, "I'm only here for one day to help you get your ad campaign on track, and then I'm gone." And she's like operating on this assumption that he's stealing her job, even though he's clearly said he's not going to do that. And he invites her out for a working dinner, which everybody knows is a date. And she's like incredibly shitty to him for no reason through the entire thing. And then when they run outside, she just kisses him to look good in front of her ex. And then that's apparently how the Hard Eyes killer decided to kill them.
Man, I really wish the Hard Eyes killer had killed her ex and his. Yes. They were annoying as shit.
I was going to say, that would have been much more fun to see. But, yeah, honestly, though, for a killer, like a slasher type movie, pretty low body count.
There's an implication of a high body count. But on
like,
screen, you don't see very many.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see, I think it would have been cool to see maybe a couple of, like, before we got into the main story, his rampages in the other two cities, maybe see a couple kills from that.
That's what I thought the opening was I thought we were going to get that, and that was going to be the first kill. Mm-hmm. And then it was going to be, that was going to be, what did they say? Philadelphia was the first year, and then Boston was the second year. Mm-hmm. And so then I thought the next we were then going to like flash forward like 1 year later, and you have another like outrageous like Valentine's Day scene with like people getting brutally murdered. Mm-hmm. And then that's, and then you jump and like you kind of make the 1 year later kind of a joke that you could kind of lean into. Like, because if you do that twice, people are going to start laughing. Yes. And the movie was meant to be kind of funny anyway.
It definitely had some comedic elements. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, this felt like a worse attempt at what Thanksgiving pulled off much better, which is to take the Scream formula and adapt it to like a holiday-based setting. I think John Carver is a better killer than Hard Eyes.
Yeah.
The characters in Thanksgiving were much easier to care about them dying. You wanted most of them to die.
Right.
This, you just don't really feel that way. Because, I mean, honestly, the people that he kills in the most graphic ways in Hard Eyes are people you don't even know. You have no time to get to know these people at all before they're dead, so...
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. No, and I had the exact same thought. I'm like, all the people that talked about how much they enjoyed or how much they hated Thanksgiving, and I knew who the killer was, and it was so obvious, and blah blah blah. I'm like, I think all that energy was misplaced, and I think people were trying to be too cool for school.
Yeah,
but like Hard Eyes, while a very fun movie, it was very obvious.
Yes, no, I didn't. I wasn't surprised by anything in Hard Eyes, but I still did enjoy watching it. I'm not saying like I hated it or anything, but it's not going to be like a classic. Like I think eventually Thanksgiving will come to be seen as a classic.
Yep. Did you have a favorite kill in Hard Eyes?
Honestly, the very first kill was one of my favorites. The machete through the camera lens.
I was gonna say that one.
Photographer, yeah, that was one of the ones that had like the most shock value, and like it was an interest because it looked like it was done practically. So I was interested to see how they did it.
That one was good. The other one I liked was the flagpole kill.
Yeah,
and Devon Sawa getting chopped in the dick.
Yeah, that was that kill was hilarious, yes. And it's even more hilarious knowing who it is that's doing it. It's like, I bet she was dreaming about doing that the entire time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hard Eyes. You come downstairs Christmas morning, find Hard Eyes in your stocking. You gonna be upset?
No, I wouldn't be upset, but I'm pretty much in the same boat as Companion. It was a good movie that could have been great, I think, with some changes.
Companion, like I said, maybe not one that we might not revisit it. We might, just kind of depends. Hard Eyes, I think, is a knockout of the park. It's an absolute guarantee that we will probably revisit this. Maybe not next year, but the year after. And this is going to be a movie I buy the second it's available on DVD.
But honestly, if you want a better version of Companion, just buy the M3GN Blu-ray and watch the unrated cut that restores the blood and the cursing, and you'll have a better version of Companion.
Well, I was going to say, isn't there supposed to be a M3GN like spin-off that involves sex bots too?
Yes, there is. And I'm guessing that will probably... The universe they've created with Megan, I think, is just a more interesting universe overall.
Yeah. Well, this is in place of a main episode. So, Jeff, it's time to clean out our email inbox.
Ah, jeez.
And a segment we like to call...
Garbage Day! Huh? No!
So, we got another email from our friends at Jun Group.
Oh, yes.
It literally popped up today, and I was telling my wife about it. I'm like, I don't understand why these people keep messaging us. And I think maybe on the last episode I said, like, I don't think they're listening.
No.
We're not responding, and they just keep.
Honestly, I think their algorithm is probably picking us up. They probably have it set to look for shows that are growing, because we've been steadily growing, like on Apple Podcasts and stuff. I think that's why we keep getting attacked by Jun Group.
So, but on the off chance that B. Tolentino actually listens to our podcast, I will respond to your email if in the next one you include the name of the patron saint of the podcast somewhere in your email. I'm not going to say who it is. Jeff's not going to say who it is. You need to actually show that you've listened to this podcast.
Yes. If you have actually listened to it, we can talk.
So yeah, include that. And then we will actually talk to you, B. Tolentino of Jun Group, about restarting our conversation that we never started in the first place.
I'm going to be honest. It's been hard being solo Juns. We would like to be part of a Jun group, but unfortunately, you just haven't showed us anything to impress us yet.
But with that being said, it is a garbage day up in a stocking stuffer. So I brought some crap to eat.
Oh boy.
Pizza, Cheetos Puffs.
Okay. Nothing too horrible yet.
Post Maloreos.
Oh, yes. The Post Malone Oreos.
Hold on. And Blackberry Dr. Peppers.
Oh, no. I had a feeling you were going to grab this. I saw it at the store the other day. I'm like, that's the thing Jay's going to make me drink, isn't
it absolutely is. It smells of blackberry.
Yes. A domesticated berry, Jay. Not wild like
not those
crazy
wild berries.
Hopefully it tastes domestic.
Instantly, I love it. My first thought is I love this.
Not usually a huge blackberry fan, but it's not offensive tasting.
I don't think I like it as much as the coconut Dr. Pepper from last year.
Nah. It's not on that level, but it's not bad. All right, you ready for these pizza puffs?
All right.
So this, of course, everyone loves Cheetos Puffs. And this is supposed to be a cheese pizza. So let's find out.
It's look just like Cheetos Puffs. Instantly smells. I probably like the goldfish pizzas.
Yeah. Tastes a little different than a regular puff. I don't know if I would say pizza.
Yeah, I think it's that like nebulous, like general pizza flavor.
Yeah, like maybe somebody accidentally spilled a can of tomato paste into the bin of cheese puffs at the factory. And they were like, hey, I can tell these cheese pizza puffs. I mean, they're cheese puffs, so I'm not going to hate on them, but they're not like amazing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're fine. I think I'd rather eat regular Cheetos puffs.
Yeah. I don't think I'd reach for these over the regular stuff.
And they're not bad. And I mean, if you do like that kind of weird pizza flavor of like I said, pizza flavored combos or pizza flavored goldfish, I think you might like these.
If you like a hint of tomato flavor with your regular snack,
with a little bit of oregano mixed in. All right, well, let's grab some Post Malorios.
Oh boy.
Posties swirled salted caramel and shortbread flavor cream.
Well, you know what, Jay? I've doubted Post Malone for many years, but I have a feeling he knows how to eat a good Oreo.
I mean, he's kind of a fat guy, right?
Well, he was.
I wouldn't be stepping out of line.
Yeah, he was. He used to be kind of a fat guy. Now he's become skinny. Fortunately, as all people do, Jay, they eventually get in shape.
Not us.
Our fun. No, we refuse.
Listeners, you can count on Horror for the Holidays. We're never going to lose weight. We're going to stay fat as hell forever.
I mean, even if I lost weight, Jay, I would still be fat as hell.
Fat boys for life.
Smell good.
They smell amazing. They've got that swirled cream that they talked about, and then it's one golden cookie and one chocolate cookie.
Nice. You know, I think Post Malone knows what he's doing, Jay, when it comes to making Oreos. Whether you love or hate his music, I think you'll like his Oreos.
I don't know that they're anything spectacular. Like they're very sweet. I don't know that it's anything spectacular.
I mean, it's not like amazing. I mean, it's not like the pumpkin pie Oreos or
the Sour Patch Kid Oreos. Those were
yeah, those are pretty good.
No, these are. This is. I don't taste salted caramel. I guess is kind of my big.
I like it.
No, I love the smell. Just the taste is kind of I kind of cleared my palate with a little bit with a drink there. I'm gonna try it again. I don't know. Like they're very good. I don't know that they're anything special.
Honestly, I think the flavor of the shortbread cream might be overpowering the caramel flavor.
Maybe here, I'm gonna do one last one. I'm gonna take it apart and see if I can kind of
that's a good idea.
Isolate the cream.
Isolate the cream.
One of those isolating cream situations.
You can kind of taste it a little bit more if you just do the cream. But yeah, not a strong flavor.
No, I was expecting a little more. It smells very caramely, but I was expecting the caramel to be a stronger flavor.
Yeah, I think it would be better if it was a stronger flavor. But I mean, yeah, like we said, not bad. I'd eat them.
I will be eating them all during the next stocking stuffer as we continue to munch.
Yeah,
crunch and munch our way through the next stocking stuffer.
Of course.
What our listeners have come to love about these Ankeny library recordings.
What people love about this show, Jay, is that we eat through the entire thing.
We just said we're two fat guys.
It's our brand. You can listen to other podcasts. They might be better than ours, but there's never going to be somebody as fat as us doing a podcast.
They're most assuredly better than ours.
Oh, come on, Jay. There's some podcasts out there, like people who talk about their cats. Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, let us know your thoughts on Hard Eyes Companion. Send us an email, horrorfortheholidays@gmail.com. Get in touch with us on social media. We are at Horror4Holidays. That's horror, the number 4 holidays, in all the places.
YouTube.com/horrorfortheholidays. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. We read all the comments everywhere. Thanks to everybody who's been listening, tuning in. We've been having pretty good listener numbers on the podcast side of things, like on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify.
Yep, and help continue to boost that 5-star review on your podcatcher of choice. Leave a review that helps the algorithm. If you fucking hate this show, 5-star review. Leave us 5 stars. Let us know what we could fix. Let us know how much you fucking hate us. We would absolutely love to read that if it was a 5-star review, not Indeed. A 1-star review, a 5-star review.
Yeah, I mean, if you completely disagree with us, let us know. Let us know why. Number 1 fan of the show, Spencer, gave us a review of our review on My Bloody Valentine. He did not agree with us.
Yep.
But.
And people that I think we've said time and time again, like people are allowed to.
Yes, we're not going to be one of those people that's like, our opinion is the law.
Yep.
If you want to have your own opinion, go ahead and let us know about it. Maybe you change our mind. You make a compelling argument.
And we're proud to be part of the Christmas Podcast Network. Give some of the other shows out there a listen if you're so inclined. We recently added, it's like Scrooge, a Christmas Carol podcast, and I believe the premise is watching different Christmas carols.
Oh yeah,
and talking about them and stuff like that, which is very fun.
That does sound interesting.
I think that's a great idea.
Maybe I'll have to go on there.
Maybe we'll have to go on there for the naughty list of Mr. Scrooge, the Tubi original that came out earlier this year.
Tubi originals,
or I guess late last year. It is 2025.
And congratulations to Taylor Swift for no longer having to attend the Super Bowl.
I mean, they might be. I don't know. We're not going to talk. We're not going to talk about it.
We're talking football, folks. J Loxton hates the Chiefs.
I don't hate the Chiefs. I hate any team that's good good for too long in any sport. Sports are more fun when there's more possible winners.
It's definitely nice to have a little bit of a shake-up every once in a while because the team that is expected to win always wins. Then what's the point of even watching?
Now it's I think the thing the NFL it's not as common. I think Tom Brady made it more common, but in soccer there are basically 6 teams every year in England that are going to win. Are pretty much guaranteed. Well, 5 Spurs aren't going to win shit, but there's a group of teams that are pretty much assured to win all the domestic competitions. So West Ham winning a trophy a couple years ago, a thing I was very excited about, was only benefited by the fact that it was this smaller European competition that was just made for teams that finished lower in their domestic league, and West Ham just so happened to qualify for it. And the competition up until the last couple rounds was well below West Ham's level, but they still did the job and got it done and won the trophy. So,
it's a big problem. I don't know if anybody in this audience follows Formula One racing at all. I don't really. It's like a passing interest, but that is a big problem with viewer retention and getting new fans into Formula One racing because of the way that the races are structured, and some teams have so much money to throw at all the new regulations and problems. You can literally know who's going to be the top 3 people in the league before it even starts.
Wild. Anyway,
I'm getting that vibe from the NFL the last few years.
Yeah, it really does. It really does feel like it. But although, man, the Eagles looked good.
Yeah.
That was impressive. Anyway,
that's been our interlude into the sports cast.
Yeah, there's 3 minutes of sports talk at the end. No, people have already fucking turned this shit off. We'll be back next week with another stocking stuffer, and then 2 weeks we'll have a mainline episode.
Yep.
Thanks for listening.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Goodbye.